orders don't happen. And Congressman Andrew Clyde joins us now. Congressman, thanks for being with us.
Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity to be on your show.
Absolutely. All right, Congressman, I'm looking at a kind of an overview of what that bill is about. It's called Protect the Unborn Act. Tell us a little bit more about it.
That's exactly right. The Protect the Unborn Act, and the word unborn stands for undoing negligent Biden orders right now, because that's exactly what Biden has done. He's issued two executive orders, 14076 and 14079, that is protecting and increasing the access to abortion and using federal funds to do it, which is a violation of the law. I mean, it's inexcusable that he would undermine the authority of the United States Supreme Court, that he would disrespect states' rights, and that he would just go against the will of the American people with these executive orders, because it's simply not right. You know, that the government is here to protect and defend life. It is not here to murder innocent unborn babies.
Yeah, and I want you to take a look at this. Speaking of those executive orders, the president is averaging 60 executive orders per year. You can see the comparison there in former President Trump's entire presidency versus our current president. What do you make of these vast, I'm going to call them executive orders that are happening?
Well, this just goes to show you that President Biden is trying to govern by executive fiat. You know, the executive branch is supposed to faithfully execute the law, and his executive orders are supposed to be to his agencies to execute the law that Congress has already passed. But that's not what he's doing. He's trying to create law on his own, and that's not what a president is allowed to do. That's what a king does, and we got rid of that back in 1776. We don't have a king in this country anymore. He is certainly not one, and he cannot make law. So this bill, Protect the Unborn Act, is there to deal with that and to defund these two executive orders. And I have 90 Republican co-sponsors on the bill, and I'm proud to have introduced it yesterday to defend life.
Yeah, and also, I do want to ask you about the abortion bill that Lindsey Graham has introduced in the Senate, and that would be a national law, what's still allowing states to make their own decisions. Tell me your thoughts about that, and how does that fit with the Unborn Act, or is it a little different?
Well, what I would say is every step toward protecting the sanctity of life is a good step. So I think Lindsey Graham's bill is a great bill. You know, as I said, the role of government is to protect life. You can see that written in the Declaration of Independence. So that bill, you know, I think it's to 15 weeks. It prevents abortion above 15 weeks. That's fantastic. You know, my home state of Georgia has a heartbeat bill, which is now law. And that protects against abortion over about 6 weeks, as soon as a heartbeat is detected, because that is a definite sign of individual life, is heartbeat. You know, so Lindsey Graham's bill is great. You know, it's another step forward. Our state has gone a little farther than that, and I'm all for that too. So any bill that can further defend the innocent unborn is a bill that I'm going to be supportive of.
All right, Congressman Andrew Clyde, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks so much for sharing your new legislation with us.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.